Thor and Beta Ray Bill come to Fortnite, new crossover POIs on the way, and weapon charms finally arrive. Let's talk about Fortnite Season 4. Hello and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. It's my favourite time of the Fortnite cycle, the week before the new season drops, and we all look for clues and leaks to figure out what to expect next season. This time though, there is a hulking great lawsuit hanging over the game, and many of the audience are unable to update their app. So if I'm honest, I'm expecting the current season to be extended, probably right after I upload this video. Yeah, that's my luck. Anyway, I've been looking over all the info from those lovely leakers and matched those up with emails and live events from past Fortnite seasons. So sit your butt down for 10 minutes, slap code ADAMARU in the store to support these shenanigans, and let's uncover what Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 4 will look like. August 27th, that's the date we've been given, and holy heck balls Batman, this actually could be the first season of Chapter 2 to stick to that timescale. The devs have been testing out the new season privately, but some of the coding is already in the game, and leakers have revealed many things. Let's start with what we are most confident about. Thor. Over the season, we've had many indications that the God of Thunder is coming to BR. Remember how Captain America arrived? He was using Asgardian tech, the Bifrost, a link between multiple worlds thanks to a gatekeeper, the most famous one being Heimdall. By using a sword-shaped key, the All-Seer can send someone anywhere in any realm. And by the looks of it, Cap used it. And the only way Cap could have got access to this is through Thor. Shortly after, we were given the Dad Bod Jonesy, which is almost identical to Thor in his gamer days. Then another leaker, Fort Tory, found these rift runes in the game files. So adding all this information together, we are confident of another Marvel-themed season dropping later this month. But wait, there's more. I'm sure you've seen by now that many console gamers had an additional element in their Fortilla screen. I usually say Tortilla. For the sake of this video, I will use its real name. On the Fortilla, it's possible to see a comic book. But this isn't just any comic book. It's a real world item which was released this year, 2020. It's a new Thor story which gives us so many clues about his future. I bought it, gave it a read, and here's the story that it tells. Skip ahead if you don't want any spoilers, just in case this links directly to Fortnite. The story starts with Thor throwing his hammer from Asgard through 10 realms to slay a beast on Earth, helping out the Avengers. By the time he calls it back, the hammer now has a message from Tony Stark written on it, which reads, "Nice shot, enjoy your retirement." So right away we know this isn't the movie universe. This Thor is now the All-Father, and his hammer grows heavier each day. Suddenly, out of nowhere, Galactus appears, and Thor jumps into action. Galactus is like a world-devouring entity, and a definite bad guy here. But here's where things get strange. He's not here to fight Thor. He declares something worse is coming, the Black Winter, and then he passes out. We find out that the Black Winter is here to end all life. Thor discovers that Galactus is the only entity to ever survive the Black Winter, and even though he's the bad guy, he's the only way to save the worlds. So Thor must take Galactus to 5 different planets with elemental energy. He will then consume them and become strong enough to face the Black Winter and prevent it from wiping everything out. But giving that much power to a bad guy who eats worlds may not be the greatest of ideas. Just saying. To compound all this, Galactus hits Thor with something called cosmic energy, making Thor the Herald of Thunder. And that's the picture you can see in Fortnite right now, and that's the end of the first issue. In the next one though, Thor leads Galactus to the first planet for him to eat for lunch, but notices that this is full of living beings, and stops Galactus from consuming it. Galactus isn't happy and threatens to take away Thor's cosmic energy, so Thor throws his hammer through Galactus's hand. And then his kneecap too. Wow. Yeah, pretty violent. Thor then uses the Bifrost to take the world's inhabitants back to Asgard, allowing Galactus to consume the planet safely. Let's pause right there, because this could lead to 2 live events in Fortnite. The first could see a huge version of Galactus appear, kinda like Travis Scott did, and attempt to consume our planet, only for Thor to step in and save us from annihilation. Imagine watching that, kinda like the Star Wars event, but even more epic. That would give us a great set piece without breaking the story of Ego or Agent Jonesy. Alternatively, Thor could arrive and whisk us all to Asgard for a season, protecting us against Galactus and giving us something different to do. There are so many ways this comic book could impact the spectacle of Fortnite. And to go even further down this rabbit hole, we can look at the evidence in Chapter 1. We all notice the similarities to the OG island. For example, the first season, we didn't get a live event. In the third season, we saw meteors crash down, and that happened this season. The two islands seem to be sharing a common narrative, and if we remember what happened in Chapter 1 Season 4 rightly, superheroes. Now Epic has a tight relationship with Marvel and DC, reliving that season again with recognisable superheroes instead of rip-off versions could be mind-blowing. It's either that or space again, but space has been the constant narrative throughout the last 3 years. The meteor, the spaceship, the rift, the giant mech, everything is linked to space travel, and the one superhero who can jump between worlds instantly is Thor and his Bifrost. Well, actually, the best one for this would be Silver Surfer, but he's not gonna suddenly hang on. He's in that comic series too. Wow. And to compound this even more, remember Season 5 of Chapter 1? That was the season which saw real-world items appear in-game, and a few which came the other way too, like loot llamas in London. The comic book is in-game right now, for some people, and if this is a continuation of this, maybe it was Agent Jonesy's, and somehow it made it into the Fortnite world. Agent Jonesy has many questions to answer for us. Before I completely move away from comic books for a while, should it line up, that series also has Beta Ray Bill and Lady Sif as key members and potential skins. Let's go to the world of movies instead. Remember the weird artifact we all spotted under the Steamy Stacks building? It looks like an aeroplane black box with a strange key standing upon it. What we missed at the time was the audio cue. This sound. As unnerving as it is, it's taken from a film named Tenet, a film directed by Chris Nolan, who has a good relationship with Fortnite. This is an official crossover, but a low-key one. I'd love to try and break down the reason it's here, but the film isn't out yet, so I'm gonna need your help. Why is the Tenet key here, and what does it mean? Could this location be changing? Speaking of changing locations and POIs, one of the greatest things that was added back in Season 9 of Chapter 1 was the crossover POI. None other than John Wick's house was recreated, and so was the hotel he works at too. This led to the Wick's Bounty game modes. Then in Season X we saw a Borderlands tie-in, and then we got the mind-blowing Gotham City for Batman's birthday. These were unbelievably successful for Fortnite, and then in Chapter 2 Season 2 the crossovers grew massively, with Deadpool and his yacht appearing. The detail here was insane, and to top all that off, we currently have Aquaman, and a form of Atlantis is here. These mid-season map changes are now a key part of Fortnite, so we should expect this to continue. Thor could bring us Asgard, and I'm hoping to find Korg playing Fortnite.
All good here, mate.
Oh wow, shut the front door. The Thor crossover was signalled years ago. How do we miss this? Man, that's impressive. Before we speculate too much, let's go back a little and see what we should expect from the next season 100%. Every Fortnite short tells us of new skins or items coming. I'm not saying that the Apple skin is coming soon, maybe that's too soon, right? But did you pay attention to the weapons in the Joyride update video? Another new shotgun was previewed for a split second. This is becoming a trend to reveal weapons in images and not talk about them until they release. And look at this guy, he has a freaking torch. Could we be lighting structures ablaze in Season 4? It certainly looks that way. Right now, those items are used to light areas in creative mode. This could actually easily become a limited time mode, maybe call it lights out. A darkness covers the map and we can only see 20 feet in front of us, and the only thing over long distances we can spot are the flames of other players. How cool would that be? In addition to new weapons, we're getting a fishing update next season. I know that sounds about as fun as watching paint dry, but hear me out. The fishing mechanic has become a key strat in pro games, and by varying the loot pool, no pun intended, this should be able to be a bigger part of casual play too. Leakers have found a whole shed load of fish to find next season, which will likely be another punch card. We'll need to wait to see how each fish operates, but it should be interesting to say the least. And like Fortnite always does, there's an Easter egg in-game right now which foreshadows this update. Check out this poster, hidden in plain sight. Brilliant. Here's an interesting one. Remember years ago when we knew Epic were adding a loadout function to Fortnite, but then we had to wait over a year for it to be implemented in-game? Well, there's another system you should be aware of: weapon trinkets. Most people like to call these charms, a lucky item you take with you on your missions. Games like Rainbow Six Siege and Call of Duty use these extensively as they flap about on your weapon. But they are first-person shooters, and that item doesn't translate well to third-person games like Fortnite. To rectify this, there are two solutions. Bring the first-person perspective back to the game. We had it in Save the World. It's nauseating when you try and crank a 90, and I would love to see professional players try to play in first-person view. They would blow chunks when they're building their little forts. Anyway, I digress. The other alternative is to make them part of a back bling. Simple but effective. I personally would like to see hats or masks added to the game, but I'm guessing I'll be waiting a few more years. Whereas weapon trinkets or character charms could be a thing as soon as Season 4, next week. If I can get my Batman skin to rock a Marvel charm, the world will be a better place. So what do you think will happen in Chapter 4 and beyond? I'd love to know your thoughts. I have so much more to share, but I don't want to make this video too long, like I have a Kevin the Cube theory. We'll leave that for the time being. On screen now are the Legends roll call, people who've used code ADAMARU in the store. Thank you so much. When Penny came over to BR, over 1,000 people used my code. Wow. My brain is melting with gratitude. Thank you so much. I know many of you are just using my code for a one-off because it was Penny, and I really appreciate that too, so thank you very much. I'll continue to reply to Twitter DMs this week, so sorry if I haven't replied already. I will get to you. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.